Hello everybody, welcome back to Transport Fever 2, and the system that we used in the last episode with the waypoints is working now, because what you can see here is not two trains on two different lines now as I created in the last episode. No, both of them now belong to the train refined oil. So it took me quite some time to learn this concept, I think, on the tracks, but both of them are in one train line. So we got two trains in one train line, and both of them are using the same line here that is starting Horsforth. They're using then the waypoint 1 that is on this side. As we can see, go to Sleepy Hollow, and in Sleepy Hollow they go back to Horsforth by using waypoint number 2, which is on this track. So this way we have a loop of one line where we can use several trains on them. We could even use 4 trains on this line now. It would work perfectly fine. And in this regard, as we can see, there's lots of transportation now, because we got two full trains that can deliver all this refined oil. And as we can see, it is now empty, so we are no longer having a congestion here of the oil. And that means, of course, also that the Horsforth oil refinery here can grow. What we have right now is this truck station here, and we're going to increase that now. So first of all, we do have, I think, this line here that is the truck oil, this one, right? So I'm going to keep it with trucks because, yeah, we have it here, and I think it's not that bad. The only thing is we need more modern trucks. So as we can see, all of them, we have now the more modern trucks, and let's replace them. So there we have them. As we can see, they're also much faster than the original ones. So they're not only can carry more, but they're also carried way faster. This is quite important. Let's just have a look at that. This one here can top speed 25 kilometers an hour, and this is 40, almost twice as much. Let's also put a few more on that, on the truck for the oil, delivering even more oil here, because this is a lot of oil that is waiting there, and we need to have it in this oil refinery, because this one here needs to grow, of course. And as we can see now with the 2 lines, also the shipment here has increased from 150 to 200. So also we can increase the shipment parameter with this, and I absolutely love it. This is looking totally fine here now. Is this really enough oil that's coming there? Yes, also this here is full. So, having another train here or making this train even longer. So we also have the ability here to edit the vehicle. There was also a mistake on my part in the past. And we can just add more cars then to that on the fly. So while the train is still going on, still on the tracks. So in this case, for now, it's fine, I think. I hope we're getting a new locomotive soon. You know, a way more powerful and faster one, because with more powerful locomotives, of course, you can carry way more goods in one direction. Now, as we can see, 2.5 million profit this train here alone makes. And it's working so flawlessly. I'm really surprised at how good it works, having the waypoint system. And there is no congestion here. They're just on 2 different tracks here now. Really, really like this one. And lots of oil is now in here in the fuel refinery, as we can see. Shipment, though, is stuck, even though we are delivering enough now. So that's where we need another town, right? So Sleepy Hollow as the only customer is actually fine, because it can use all the fuel, but it's not fine for the refinery. It wants at least another customer before it can grow to the next level. Yeah, well, as I can see, there's nothing around it. So once again, we'll have to have a plain line delivering the fuel then somewhere else, or really, really long trains. But that is something we cannot do yet, since the locomotives are not powerful enough yet. But it's getting there, I think. And behold, we already have a new ship as well that I really would like to use then for this construction materials plant here, once we can consume all the stone that is arriving here. So ships is coming soon. What I'm preparing right now is, though, our very first passenger line from Sleepy Hollow to Ripon, and I want to use the new waypoint system that we already learned, or that I already learned just now, in this way. So we're starting here in a dead-end station. This station has 1 track, and 1 track is fine for now. The track is then coming into this 2 or parallel track system, where we already have a waypoint system in place. So here we just need to merge them with the other track like this, you know. So the trains then will come out here and then use the second track, going all the way down here to Horsforth, to the name that I still cannot really pronounce. Coming in here using this Oh, actually, just going through that one here. Here we're going to continue with parallel tracks now, since we really want to keep this parallel system in place, of course. This is then going to merge here with, of course, with the station, right? So this station here is coming together then. They have only one platform at the moment. They're coming together here and then using the same thing going into this track here once again. So also here we need a connection, of course, because the trains from the other track will need to use then the merger here as well, as we can see. Actually, I think we would need a connection here. This is working then. So this is coming together, right? And then merging into the other one. Even though this is looking a bit complicated right now, why not just use... No, it should be fine for now. All right, then we continue with a parallel track system all the way down here to Ripen. All the way. And here, as we can see here, it gets a bit more complicated once again. So what we have is the parallel tracks here are coming together and then are going around here. Actually, I think this is a mistake. As we can see, there are 3 tracks on the same path now. Why is that the case? I have no idea what's going on here. Let's pause the game real quick. There we have the tracks. So as we can see, the tracks are coming together then here in a 4-track system, because here we're going to have the cargo train coming in. We have the parallel tracks from the high-speed tracks that I want to have later then, connecting Ripen with other cities, and the regional tracks are coming from Sleepy Hollow here, which is also a parallel track system, right? So this one here continues with parallel tracks. It's going to merge then here. There is already a parallel track road here, kind of like a main road. Can we have that close to it? I will need to have this road here replaced then again, right? But it's coming together here. And here we're going to use this system then coming into that system. Is that working? This is working fine, right? So we can use it like that. And it's coming together here, merging then with the cargo tracks onto the parallel tracks for the passengers, merging into or going into Ripen. This is working. We have an error message. Train number 10 doesn't know where to go. Let's just have a look at that. What is going on here? Shouldn't be a problem. Why are you not moving? Let's have a look at that. So this is the same train, right? Yeah, they're both on the refined oil. For some reasons, this one cannot go now, and this one here, what are you doing? It actually should go to path number 2 anyway, but it's not. Do we need another path signal here? Alright, it's still not working. Why is it not working? Because this should be going then to the second path. Is this a bug now? For some reasons it's not doing the job. Let's just see where the mistake is. This is all the same as it was before. This is all the same. Nope, it's basically the same. This is driving though. Alright, turns out there was a mistake with the pathing here. So now it's working again, as we can see. So there was one path signal too much here. So he kind of like got confused by that. Probably the same way with the tracks, but now it's working, and as we can see, we're both using it. Although they're a bit too close together now. I hope they're kind of like, oh yeah, this one's waiting now, right? So while this is still on the same track, they shouldn't be on the same track so close together, because that would be very bad for the profit overall. Now, the passengers should be fine now. We have a depot here that I can use for it. It has the connection. It does, very good. So we can now use it. What we still need now is the waypoint signals, right? So there we have the electrification now, by the way. So we could upgrade our tracks now with electricity, but we don't have the locomotives for it yet. So I'm not going to do it right away. That is just that. Now let's just see. We need to start in Ripen once again. And in Ripen, the passengers start on track number 1, for example. And as we can see, coming then, yep, onto the other way, righto, and onto this one, using a waypoint in the middle. I like to use it, so here, right, so that we got the first one, and then it goes to to Horsforth, where we're going to have platform number 2 and 1, and then it goes up to, yeah, they pass through this station here. and go to Sleepy Hollow using this waypoint system there already. So we do have then 2 lines commuting on this track system here. This is going to be quite dense. I hope this works, but it's a good test for the future, because in the future we're going to need that quite often. So let's just check that. Alright, I've also cleaned up here the tracks that we have just in front of Ripen, but because of course we can make this way more efficient, so that's what we had to do now. So it's a very good concept in my head right now that we just have 2 tracks, which is the main road, and everything else is then connected to the main road. This makes the whole thing a lot cleaner. So this is only possible because of the waypoint system that I love by now. And as we can see, we do have then the 2 tracks here, which is our main road. So on this main road we have then 2 ways. This one goes to this in this direction, this one goes up here in this direction towards Sleepy Hollow. So here we can now use the construction materials then as well. This is splitting up then into the main road to the right and the main road to the left. The main road to the left goes into Ripen, where also the main road from the north from Sleepy Hollow comes in, as we can see. And here it's splitting up then into the other tracks, especially also for the cargo. This is quite complex, I gotta say that, but it's a lot of fun when it works then. So what we have now is our construction material train here is using already now the right directions, because we have a waypoint system and we also have the signals. There we have the waypoints, for example, and we also need the signals wherever there are junctions, like in this case here, so the trains know in which direction they have to go, or if the track in front of them is actually available. So here the main road continues then. Here it passes through, and as we can see, it is using then also the same tracks and then going up into or towards Sleepy Hollow. Here it is splitting up again, so this is something that I still have to check if everything here is working, so they can go into this direction. Here they're merging towards one track only for now, and this is then going into the other track again. So this should all be working now. It's a lot of experimentation, and we'll just see, because we're using so many lines now on these tracks that it gets a bit hard to track. But let's try it. Let's try our first line, passenger from Ripen to Sleepy Hollow. Let's actually start down here in Ripen. And as we can see, we do need to decide the platform there as well. I think platform 1. Right, so we continue then on this track, and it goes then up into this one. There we're going to have the first waypoint. There we have it. And the waypoint is then continuing towards Horsforth, where we're going to use the tracks 2, which is not working at the moment. Wait a second. Upper Ripen, we're using track 1, waypoint 1. Did I really select the right waypoint? It's this one there. Yeah, it is number 1, but it's not working. What is wrong? Something is wrong again, as we can see. Here we start, and it seems like there is no connection then towards the other one, but there is, as we can see. Alright, let's just continue planning, and perhaps it's working out then in the end. So it continues up here, the next waypoint, using this, and nope, they're not connected, so there is a problem on the tracks on the way that we need to check. And after a bit of time, our first passenger train from Ripen to Sleepy Hollow is on its way. Now, what was the problem? Well, the problem was that this station in Horsforth, perhaps you guessed it, I don't know, had no passenger platform on platform number 2. So the trains, of course, couldn't stop there, and this caused the chaos that we had. In that case, that is now the passenger platform, and then we have the cargo platform. And thus, we have our first passenger train line now from Sleepy Hollow to Ripen. Both of those cities are going to be quite big, so it's a nice major hub that we're going to have. So let's have a look at the grand scheme of things there as well while we're at it, right? Because we need to think ahead. We want to have one high-speed train line that is going along the river. That means, of course, that the river cities need to be big for this to be worth it. So Ripen is going to be a major hub. In that case, we have Yarmouth over here, which is going to be another major hub, in my opinion at least. So we should start building it up then as well. In Yarmouth, the lines from the north come together, and then the south come together. So this river that we have 2 rivers, as we can see, there is going to be another high-speed train line over Moulton, then to Riverdale, going up to Nelson. So that is the goal, right? So this is the grand scheme of things. So these cities need to be big if we really want to connect them and make it actually worth our while, with our time. So what we still need to do while this train is now on its way, but I think, wait a second, I think there's a problem, right? Is it driving? It is driving, all right, no problem here, after all. In that case, what we can see is that we still need now some public transportation. Ripon doesn't have public transportation yet, and Ripon also needs the construction materials. So this is also something that we need to have. Here we already have the materials planned, but well, it does need another line, and it needs another line for the construction materials. Lucky for us, we don't need to do that much about it anymore, because we have the tracks here already. The only thing that I could think about that might be wrong here is, yep, we also need waypoints. We don't have the waypoints here yet, those lovely, beautiful waypoints that I love so much, that decide where the train has to pass through. So once again, as we can see, because we want to keep that intact, and then it goes up there to Ripon. So where is it? Here it is. We are already using now the construction and the stone on this platform here. You know, so we already have 2 trains using the same platform door. I don't want to add a third one. I think this might congest the whole thing quite a lot. So we're going to add another train going to be on this platform then here. This here is going to be advanced into the high-speed tracks. You know, so at one point here the trains will just pass through. But for the inner 2 tracks, we're going to use the cargo, of course. And that means we actually have everything ready, at least in my opinion. I think so. Let's have a train number 2. So train construction 2. This one, and we're going to add the station of Ripon. We're going to say then go to this waypoint here, so everything stays in line. And from here you go then into this upper Ripon. As we can see, it's working. He's also taking the right platform here in Ripon. And on his way back, he's going to use this waypoint here. Right, and then also working, no error message, and he's then coming into Ripon here. Though the thing is, I want to use platform 2 for you. And now we do have a problem, because platform 2, what is going on here for construction? Wait a sec, construction 1 is using this platform 1 here. For number 2, I want to use it here. There is a problem for Ripon 3, as I can see. Why? There shouldn't be a problem, really. Did I select the wrong one? I don't think so. It has a connection, as far as I can see. It hasn't. We only have a merger here coming together. So this is another thing that I will need to look out for. Here, we do need a merger onto the other track as well. Right? Other than that, it would, yeah, now it's working. As we can see, platform 2 goes to Ripon 3, Ripon, upper Ripon. I don't know why this is called Ripon and this in the middle of the town is called upper Ripon, but well, it still sounds nice. So train construction 2 has everything it needs. The only thing that it needs now is a connection with my train depot, and that is something it should actually have already. This is a bit dirty here. I think for now, otherwise you wouldn't have this connection. And then we just created. By the way, we got our first electrical. Oh no, it's actually a steam one still. It looks a bit more modern now. It's 1914, so the passenger train tank locomotive of the Grand Duchy of Baden State Railway, later used throughout southern Germany. The thing with this one here is it's pretty weak. You know, so it's weaker than my A355. So it has less power, less high speed, top speed, and it can have less weight on board. So in this case, I don't see what the advantage would be. It's a bit less, it's a bit light weighted than this one here. So I think it's, yes, it costs way less per year, maintenance costs. So for smaller tracks, it might be worth it. For the big ones, it isn't, like this one here. This one is going to be a big one because construction is going up and up and up. Even though, nah, let's use it. Let's use this one here for good. And this one is coming on train construction 2. And out it goes. Hopefully to the right track then right away. It should actually. And this one here is, by the way, our high-speed connection here then already, right? So we have a train depot here at the moment because it's convenient, but we can get rid of it. And then we continue with the tracks then to Yarmouth later. And I just love that, how we lay out everything. And as we can see, the train is on its way, going to the right tracks, and then continuing on its long-term journey there. Beautiful. There is actually the passenger train coming back. Nope, where's my passenger train? Let's have a look at that. Is it making any profit or something like that? I think it's up here now. There it is. It is full already. You kidding me? Train passenger Ripon. It's still making no profit, of course, because it just started. But it is full already. There's so many people in Sleepy Hollow that joined. Look at that. This station is piling up. Beautiful. And here now all the things are coming together. So we do have this cargo station, the terminal station here. We have the bus system. The bus delivers the passengers from throughout the city to the main station then, and the people take the train. And in that case, as we can see, it is absolutely full. Those people are now using those tracks there as well. How is it looking down here? Horsforth, lots of people are waiting. Actually, there's more people waiting here than live in this town, right? There are 42 people waiting in a town of 196 people. So basically a fourth of them is waiting to get away from this town. No, of course it's not like that, but still. And as we can see, public transportation is plus 40%, construction plus 60%, and we have plus 100% now in Horsforth as well, where it was minus 10 originally. Now the city is growing. And oh boy, we are going to need lots of passenger trains here. This is going to be a big line. This is going to be a big line. It's really paying off. I love that. It's paying off so much. The whole planning process. And as we can see, people are leaving and new people are joining. And then we can just watch all these people. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a beautiful game? And here they're coming out. We have no bus system here yet. At least no bus system for the station. So they all have to go by foot. But we're going to add buses here then as well. While the train continues. And the second train will be added then as well. And it's just now need to make some profit. Can we actually add? I think we can add a few more of them. No, okay, we cannot do that. It's full, right? This locomotive really cannot pull more than 5 wagons there at the same time. And let's just have a look at Ripon. It should be full then as well. 50 people are waiting already on this platform here, right? And this can be then a hub. So people are then using the line going to Sleepy Hollow, they're using then a line going to Hornsea, or they're using a line then going to Yarmouth, stuff like that. So this is how the whole network starts up. We could now focus completely on passenger transportation. It gives such a nice boost to the city growth. We don't need to necessarily go with the cargo all the time. I like passengers way more than cargo anyway. So there more people are coming in again. Not completely full, but still. And as we can see, they're coming out here then. No. Oh, yeah, we still don't have a public transportation system here, and I think the tram will be the perfect line, the first tram line for Ripon that we need. Stay tuned.